rumble of the discourse. We've taken an abandoned concrete factory at the margins of the declining American empire and repurposed it into a battleground where 19 separate entities from across the political spectrum enter the discourse one by one and do battle to determine who controls the narrative force of the discourse. I hope you'll join me, your Southern Gothic futurist host Dirk God Raven Mac, for each and every episode of Monday Night Rumble of the Discourse. Hey, what is up, folks? Welcome back. Monday Night Rumble of the Discourse. We are in week 4 of our Winter 2023 series, 7-week series. So we are right smack dab in the middle. As you may know, or if you don't, 27 competitors from across the political spectrum come out to it to opening bell, one every minute. After that, you get eliminated, tossed over the top rope, or pinned, or submitted. Get bonus points for finishing in the final 4, plus a point for everybody you eliminate. So these folks accumulate points. It's a 7-week series. 3 weeks from now, wow, only 3 weeks away from our Winter 2023 grand finale. Top 27 point getters come out in reverse order. We crown the Winter 2023 Champion of the Discourse. Right now, the Woke Mobster is at the top of that leaderboard, and the Woke Mobster actually has not won any of the 3 weeks, and they still have gotten to the top of that leaderboard. Eric Adams, the Twitter communist, the Tech Lord, they have won the 3 weeks. They're up there, and Matt Getz is up there. Donald Trump, Pete Bourgeoisie, the Free Thinker, and Dark Brandon. So all these folks are out there. Tonight we're coming at you from the Cockade City Arena. So our abandoned concrete factory at the edge of town is being named Cockade City Arena this week. Our sponsor is Cockade City AFC. They are now entering their 9th season in the League of the Doom, and season tickets are still available as they try to get back to that top tier. Season tickets at Tri-Cities Landfill, always a fun place to visit. So let's go ahead. I guess we'll go to the ring. Our referees tonight are going to be Pete Bourgeoisie and Ben Shapiro. So those are our referees tonight. We always have 2 referees. It's my understanding that due to political events, the police, state, and lady cop want to be in this. And our first competitor is the Free Thinker. So these Free Thinkers have been coming out, and they've all been similar. But I got to know each of them this week to make it a little different. I asked that they all compete. This Free Thinker is a Virgo, and he is a landscaper. And coming out to face him is Brooklyn Dad Defiant. Oh my goodness. So I was told by my producer Bob Dabalina we were going to have some countering forces for these free thinkers. So I guess what we're having here is this Brooklyn Dad Defiant, an online social media presence who is obviously propped up by some sort of money from somewhere. Just a horribly pretentious and annoying man, but does the role of an influencer, probably even calls himself an influencer, where your less online friends probably reshare things that he said or tweeted on other forms of social media, like, your progressive aunt shares a Brooklyn Dad Defiant post on Facebook. So he's definitely tapped into that grift. I guess most of these free thinkers probably wish they could be a grifter. That is our political discourse nowadays. It is heavy on the grift, baby. Be folks looking for that money. And we get a buzzer, and here comes our second free thinker. And this free thinker, I can tell you, he is a Sagittarius. He is a maintenance supervisor for a property management company, so he spends a lot of time in the truck, he told me, going between job sites, overseeing what he does, and he says he spends that time listening to podcasts. So he's a big podcast fan, and that's our second free thinker who's come out here tonight. These free thinkers have been indistinguishable. They've, of course, been they've been common in this Winter 2023 Rumble of the Discourse. So I kind of wanted to, get to know them a little bit different this week. So I met them all here early to make sure I could see it. And we'll see who's coming out to be the countering force here. And it is the Mass Shit Lib. So the Mass Shit Lib is coming out, opposing the free thinkers, of course, wearing those Ukrainian flag colors. You can tell someone like this by their Ukrainian flag, and that's shitlib already over the top rope. Free thinker could have eliminated him there if they had paid attention to it. You can see those ladders around the ring. Those are ladders that symbol the American meritocracy, and now the free thinkers are fighting each other. You would think this would be a pretty even 2-on-2 situation, but rumble of the discourse. People turn on you. And here we go, another free thinker. So this guy, I talked to him. He is from Texas. He has a small freight company, long haul trucking. That's what he does. And he is a big, big Dallas Cowboys fan. Huge Dallas Cowboys fan. So we have 3 free thinkers. The Mass Shit Lib, the Brooklyn Dad Defiant, and there, of course, the referees, Pete Bourgeoisie, who just got knocked down, and Ben Shapiro, and there's a 3 count, and that one free thinker has been eliminated. We've got fisticuffs breaking out left and right after that. Action hot and heavy, so we have 2 free thinkers, the Mass Shit Lib, and Brooklyn Dad Defiant. And we get a buzzer. Joining the melee is Eric Adams, that New York City mayor. He, of course, won our first week out here. He's on that leaderboard, wants to stay in there, looking to add some points to his tally. At that 7th week, whoever has the most points will come out last. And, of course, coming out last with this thing is the best way to win it. So they're jockeying for position. Oh, that free thinker just nailed the Brooklyn Dad Defiant with that dumbbell. Eric Adams tussling with Pete Bourgeoisie there. I don't know what that's all about. The shit lib has Brooklyn Dad Defiant and an abdominal stretch there. And we get a buzzer, and I can tell you this is another one of those free thinkers. So this is our 4th? Yes, our 4th free thinker. So this guy is a Capricorn. He manages, runs an appliance warehouse and store that formerly was owned by his father and uncle. But his uncle is sick, his father has passed, so he is now the main manager there. And it's been a staple in a small town where he lives for about 40 years, so he kind of walked right into that. And the Mass Shit Lib gave it up. Succumbed to one of the free thinkers in a submission hold, a full Nelson. And we get a buzzer. And I recognize the music. That's going to be last week's winner, the Twitter Communist. He is coming out. He's got that bat. Well, he throws it down. The Mass Shit Lib sort of confused going over that. And Twitter Communist takes a shot at the Shit Lib. That's on brand for him. So we've got Brooklyn Dad Defiant, Eric Adams, the Twitter Communist, the Free Thinker, and the Free Thinker. And we still have 2 more free thinkers to come out. I got all of them that have been in this series this winter. I wanted them all here tonight, and I got to meet them all backstage. Trying to just figure out how they were different. And here comes this free thinker, and this free thinker told me, when I asked for his zodiac sign, he told me he mocked astrology. And then we talked about reading, and he talked about how much reading he does, but all the reading he said was websites. He was easily the most difficult to talk to of the free thinkers. Eric Adams and that free thinker there. Eric Adams sort of staggering in the corner. Brooklyn Dad Defiant holding on out there. A lot of free thinkers, a Twitter Communist, Brooklyn Dad Defiant, and the mayor of New York City, Eric Adams. And we get a buzzer. And here he comes, that wealthy leftist. This is that wealthy leftist who runs a community space at some property that his family owns, associated with the local university. Not so much the community as the university. And there's a pin. One free thinker pins another. So we have eliminated another free thinker. That wealthy leftist, of course, has been all over social media. Eric Adams pinned by a free thinker, so Eric Adams is not going to add any points to his total tonight. As everybody has, the case in Memphis that certainly been on everybody's minds. I don't really want to even talk about it a whole lot. Tire Nichols, just a sad situation, horrible. And that one free thinker, Ben Shapiro, knocked that last free thinker off before he could even get in the ring. And then there's a pin, 2 free thinkers. What a mess. Lost my train of thought, but that wealthy leftist was posting a lot of revolutionary stuff about the Tire Nichols video, and those types are always inciting people into action, but it's like revolution porn for some of these rich white kids. Buzzer comes out, and it's the National Guardsman. I guess he's been mobilized for the discourse tonight because of recent protests happening because of that Tire Nichols video release. National Guardsman, this is a young man from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, joined the National Guard. You know, pretty decent guy. I talked to him backstage. He's just trying to provide for his family. It's not like he's some like evil bastard, but he's in the army now. It's part of what he does. So we got a whole slew of free thinkers in there, all looking exactly alike for the most part. I mean, they're subtly different. National Guardsman, the wealthy leftist, Brooklyn Dad Defiant, the Twitter communist. And we get a buzzer, and it is Donald Trump. Good old Donald Trump. Heard he's getting reinstated back on Facebook and Instagram. A lot of people upset about that. At this point, I'm not sure how you could be upset about how these social media forums are involved in manipulating how we feel. I don't see how you could be surprised by any of that. Similar to how those Twitter files were like a real non-story to me, really. It was, basically like, hey, look, the sun rises. But they were only saying it from one perspective of the yard, too. They didn't walk around and look at all of it. They were like, hey, the sun's rising from over here on the right end of the yard. That's horrible. And we get a buzzer and a pin. One of the free thinkers got pinned there. I could not see which one that was. I think that might have been the Cowboys fan. And we got Josh Hawley coming out. Old tough boy senator from Missouri, Josh Hawley. So he is back out, and he is someone who is trying to play his way up the Republican hierarchy ladder. And he's over the top rope. He could get eliminated. Now he gets back in. National Guardsman standing there saluting. Wealthy leftists out there. Pete Bourgeoisie. Brooklyn Dad Defiant gave it up. I did not catch who had submitted him. Somebody had him in a hold. Brooklyn Dad Defiant gave it up. So first showing by Brooklyn Dad Defiant. He lasted a while but didn't eliminate anybody. And then another free thinker got eliminated. And Kevin McCarthy comes out, Speaker of the House. And we got another pin. The wealthy leftist got pinned in there. So we've got, folks, we had a lot of eliminations there. Let me try to reset things here. Gather my notes a little bit. Sort of lost control of things there for a second. We still got 2 free thinkers in there. The Twitter communist, National Guardsman, Donald Trump, Josh Hawley, Senator from Missouri, and Kevin McCarthy. So Kevin McCarthy is trying to hang on in there. Of course, he's going to be doing some ridiculous things, and he just gets suplexed. Marjorie Taylor Greene coming out, but Kevin McCarthy just got suplexed by one of the free thinkers, and the other one pinned him, so he is gone. Marjorie Taylor Greene, now Kevin McCarthy's going to see that being the target of all this attention is not what he wanted. Not as great as it seems. He knocks that National Guardsman over the top rope, doesn't get eliminated. Josh Hawley slamming that National Guardsman. Donald Trump on the top rope just comes down and nails a free thinker right across the head. Hawley punching that communist in the eyeball. Pete Bourgeoisie, right? National Guardsman saluting Donald Trump. He's not president anymore there, buddy. And Matt Taibbi, here we go. Speaking of the Twitter files, Matt Taibbi holding that trophy, which that's his trophy for being Rolling Stone Hunter S. Thompson Wannabe of the Year for about 8 years in a row. Matt Taibbi's coming out. He was, of course, in Elon Musk's pocket, published those curated Twitter files, if you can call having a very disjointed and not very exciting Twitter thread as publishing. That is what he did. And of course, he claims he's very much in the vein of these free thinkers, except for he's a very wealthy and famous person with a large platform. And here comes the lady cop. Brown woman lady cop, showing that, as we've seen horribly recently, that diversity does not make the police not be how the police are. That is not the way to reform the police. Can it even be reformed? I don't think so personally. I mean, we look at our military budget, how much that is, and then police has become militarized as trickle. And one of those free thinkers, that one free thinker got knocked out. All our police forces are now highly militarized, mimicking the military, and it's the largest expenditure we have. And you have, Republican congressmen saying they want to cut back Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, and it's what we've chosen as a nation. And here comes BLM. So BLM, Black Lives Matter movement, more relevant than ever. Never stopped being relevant, even if it became besmirched in the media. BLM is out, going to work on things. Nails Donald Trump. Donald Trump looks bloody. BLM going after that lady cop. Matt Taibbi getting some kicks in on BLM. And the Twitter communist knocked over the top rope there by BLM. The other free thinker on the far end over the top rope, and he's out. He falls. Same time we get a buzzer, and here comes the bootlicker. Josh Hawley got pinned in there by somebody while the bootlicker came out. And Matt Taibbi got tossed there as well, so he is gone. Donald Trump pinned too. Man, things are going crazy, and the lady cop knocked out as well. Slow down, folks. The rumble of the discourse has just gotten wild. So let's see, the Twitter communist is still out there. The National Guardsman, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Well, Marjorie Taylor Greene over that top rope stays in. BLM, Black Lives Matter is in there, and the bootlicker. So this bootlicker is I've actually encountered this guy and talked to him. He is pro-police. And he pins the Twitter communist, so the bootlicker getting in some action right away. And BLM spinning Marjorie Taylor Greene. Our legacy blue check has come out, formerly our verified blue check, and he gets knocked down by Marjorie Taylor Greene, getting swung around by BLM. National Guardsman goes for the cover, and Marjorie Taylor Greene is gone. So BLM, Black Lives Matter, eliminates Marjorie Taylor Greene. That legacy blue check was formerly verified blue check here at the Discourse, but now with subscribed blue checks and doing Twitter blue and verified legacy blue checks, that has now been changed. So he has legacy blue check. He's complained about these subscribed blue checks, and I don't like the legacy blue check, but I think subscribed blue checks are pretty horrible too. Like I try to block them whenever I see them. And speaking of which, here we go. Subscribe blue check. Here's one of those subscribe blue checks putting $8 a month in Elon Musk's pocket to boost themselves, turning the social media forum under the guise of free speech into a boost for people who have paid for the boost. Again, I pretty much block anybody who is a blue check subscribed at Check Anytime. They tend to have some of the worst opinions that you will see, and actually it seems like some of them are most likely bots of some sort. So I would imagine a lot of the Twitter subscriptions you see are actually different entities and organizations buying arsenals of accounts to move the conversation. And that legacy blue check's over the top rope and falls off. So he is gone already. And now here comes Super Blue Check, another one of those legacy blue check, Super Blue Check, former prominent female woman editor. Sorry, I said female. Sometimes it sounds derogatory. Woman editor. So she is out there. We have Subscribe Blue Check, Super Blue Check, National Guardsman, Black Lives Matter still out there, and that bootlicker. Super Blue Check has that cane and hits the bootlicker with it. Now he's got it up, and he nails Pete Bourgeoisie in the back of the head. Looks like Ben Shapiro got busted open out there at some point. And here comes Reply Guy from the southern part, south side of Facebookistan. Reply Guy. Gotta think him and the bootlicker They gotta be friends. If not friends, they definitely hang out in the same Reddits. Bootlicker with a punishing spear on National Guardsmen, and they're over there rolling, fighting. Subscribe Blue Check just watching. Super Blue Check standing. Subscribe Blue Check picks up that broom. And there's a roll up on the National Guardsman by the Bootlicker, only a 2 count. And he's gets kicked by Super Blue Check, and we get a buzzer. And it's Dark Brandon. Dark Brandon. Joe Biden's dark side. The man that's allegedly getting it done. Not saying I've seen it. He had just wrecking Super Blue Check with that chair. Then he grabs the Reply Guy and rolls him up. Dark Brandon going wild here. Comes out and he eliminates Reply Guy just like that. Dark Brandon, man. He's got some force out there. Subscribe Blue Check has Black Lives Matter up and drops him. But now the Bootlicker and Subscribe Blue Check are going at it. Dark Brandon just took Reply Guy right out. Crushing spine breaker there on Subscribe Blue Check. And we get a buzzer, and it's Ron DeSantis, Florida governor, removing books from schools, removing classes from schools. Really, like it's so interesting to me, the hypocrisy of people who say they're for free speech who are banning books. Like, how do we get to a point that people who are for free speech are banning books? I don't even understand how that's possible. But here we are. Dark Brandon over the top rope there by that National Guardsman. He gets back in. Super Blue Check 1 count there, Ron DeSantis. Bootlicker and Subscribe Blue Check still going at it. And our last entrant, the police state. I was talking earlier about the money spent on our defense budget and trickles down to police forces. A lot of the largest expenditure in most localities is their police force. And that's what's happened as a country. That's our culture is that we've chosen that. So we've chosen not to support the arts, chosen not to support social services, and that's why Republicans want to cut Medicare, things like that. And there's a pin, a kick out, but not for Super Blue Check. Dark Brandon has eliminated another one. But that's what our money goes to as a country that's been chosen to do, and you can't really undo that at the level it's done. Like, nobody trying to talk about austerity ever talks about defense cuts or police cuts, even when they defund the police, which is simply a reappropriation of funds to more appropriate resources for the community. That's all that means. But people have reframed that, and then police have gotten more funding, even by Democrats. Democrats fund it more. So it's, that's what we're looking at as a country, and you can't really reform that or change that. It's the path we've gone on. It's been built for layers and layers and layers. There's no way to undo it other than to end it. And I'm not one who's necessarily saying I endorse revolution, but honestly, that's the only way what we have is ever going to change. I think that'd be pretty painful for a lot of people. And risk versus reward, that's always the talk. Is the risk worth the reward? Police state pinning to Subscribe Blue Check, only a 2 count. So these are our final 7. We've got the National Guardsman, Black Lives Matter, the Bootlicker, the Subscribe Blue Check doing surprisingly well. I would not have expected him to do that well, as much as I hate those guys. And they're always guys. Dark Brandon, Ron DeSantis, and the police state. These are our final 7. The top 4 will, of course, get bonus points. You got to figure Black Lives Matter and the police state are going to be going at each other, and police state just backhands Black Lives Matter. National Guardsman over the top rope. That's not the first time that's happened, but he gets back in. Subscribe Blue Check has been bloodied open, it looks like. Bootlicker with a roll-up on Dark Brandon, just a 1 count. Yet again, no women here at the end. Men dominating the discourse, majority white men. Subscribe Blue Check nails BLM with that 2x4. Bootlicker's got Ron DeSantis in the corner and just taking his time punching him over there. And Dark Brandon with a 2 count on Subscribe Blue Check. 2x4 still in there as a weapon. Ron DeSantis and Dark Brandon facing it off, center ring. Could be a preview of 2024. Man, that bootlicker is a funny looking dude. I talked to that guy one time outside of Hardee's. Got a nice old F-150, I will say that. Old one, not one of those new ones that are just garishly big for no reason. Police state got the National Guardsman up and pile drives him. What a devastating maneuver. Dark Brandon backhands the bootlicker. Ron DeSantis holding that one shoulder, him and the police state going at it. Backdrop on the guardsman by the bootlicker. Those two seem to be going back and forth. Dark Brandon just flipped Subscribe Blue Check and busted his face wide open. He is bloodied up big time. He is a bloody mess. And then same thing happened to Dark Brandon. The bootlicker just dropped bulldog him face first, and now he's all bloody. Only a 2 count though. Dark Brandon showing some resolve in there. And that Subscribe Blue Check, I'll give him credit, man. Look at how bloody mess he is. What a mess. So 2 of our competitors have just been busted wide open by the Discord. Ron DeSantis just attacking BLM. Not uncommon. I saw his office had started selling a ridiculously stupid looking "Where Woke Goes to Die" t-shirt of an alligator. Police state dragging Dark Brandon, has him hooked up around the waist and stretches him into abdominal stretch. Subscribe Blue Check going after Ron DeSantis right now, and there's a big flip on that Blue Check and a pin by DeSantis, but only a 1 count. I'm so used to seeing the police state as one of our referees out here. It's interesting watching him as a competitor and just beating people with that cane, that stick. I mean, he's well trained at this stuff. That's what he knows how to do. Bodies everywhere. I'm not sure, Bob, we've had 7 competitors left this late, and there's a pin on the National Guardsman. BLM eliminates National Guardsman, so turn that 7 to 6. We've got 6 people at the 33-minute mark. Police state working on the bootlicker. It can't feel good to the bootlicker. He loves back to blue. Subscribe Blue Check rolls over Brandon, but then takes a chair, and BLM knocked over the top rope. But he gets back in. DeSantis suplexed by the police state. Can he get there for the pin? No, he does not. Backhands Dark Brandon, and then goes for a pin on the bootlicker. Only a 1 count. And Dark Brandon with a 1 count on police state. Dark side of the commander-in-chief not controlling the police too well in there tonight. DeSantis, of course, has been in this a couple times and hadn't gotten many points. Certainly trying to make it so he makes that final discourse. The bootlicker trying to salute the police out there for some reason. Or DeSantis, I'm not sure who he's saluting. Could just be mocking Brandon, I don't know. Definitely would not surprise me to see one of those idiotic "fuck Biden" flags on his truck. You know, I am like, well, there's a pin on only a 2 count. I am definitely on, my opinion is fuck your "fuck Biden" flag, and I don't even like Biden. It's more that just makes you look like an asshole just like he is. Dark Brandon swinging that chair, but Pete Bourgeoisie took it away. Police state got a hammerlock there. some sort of hold on the bootlicker. And that subscribe blue check is still out there, man. I would like to see that guy get eliminated. Bob, can I block him here? Do I have to let him come back anymore for this series? Can I block him after this? You gonna check to see if I have that authority? What if I said I wouldn't come back next week? I'm not doing the commentary next week. Okay, yeah. So I'm not coming back out here next week or the week after if that subscribe blue check. Okay? All right. So Bob has told me they're going to do what they can to block the subscribe blue check. Just I want to practice what I preach. I definitely do it on Twitter, so I want to do it here. You know, I'm just a commentator. I don't have a lot of authority here, but I've been doing this for a while, so they do take what I have to say to heart. The police state has been bloodied open out there. Bootlicker hanging tough. Subscribe blue check hanging tough. BLM hanging tough. Well, subscribe blue check goes down, and there's a pin by the police state. Only a 2 count, though. Dark Brandon swinging that cane and had the police state yell out from that strike. So 6 guys. We're 2 away from even hitting the bonus. Much less finding a winner. This thing is going on, man. All these guys want it. DeSantis just nailed the bootlicker with that chair. DeSantis nails the police state with chair. BLM then hits DeSantis. Strange occurrence of BLM aiding the police state, who of course just punches him in the eye and nails him with a chair. So our final 6, we're getting close to 40 minutes, folks. 40-minute mark. I do not believe we've ever had one go quite this long. This Rumble of Discourse is running long. Once again, we're coming to you from the Cockade City Arena, Cockade City AFC. Suplex on the bootlicker. That could be it for him. BLM on for the 1 count only. That bootlicker is hanging tough, man. I think that's one thing folks have to reckon with when they have these revolution fantasies, like I mentioned with the wealthy leftists earlier, is, you know, just because somebody's ignorant doesn't mean they're not tough as hell. Dark Brandon and bootlicker's got a submission hold on Dark Brandon. BLM drops the police state. Could this be it? That's only a 2 count. That would have been a nice elimination, I gotta admit. Try to remain relatively impartial here, but I am definitely an all cops are bastards person, personally. And there was just a giant bulldog, everybody falling. Black Lives Matter swinging that chair. He nails a subscribe blue check. DeSantis holding his arm up, some sort of triumph, and the police state pins the bootlicker, so the bootlicker eliminated by the police state he loves. So definitely a metaphor there. So we are finally down to 5, still 5 people, well over the 40-minute mark, and we've got Black Lives Matter. That subscribe blue check is still out there. Dark Brandon, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, and the police state, the dreaded, ominous, always present police state. And he just rolls over that Black Lives Matter, and that is a 3 count. BLM has been eliminated by the police state. Another sad metaphor. DeSantis over the top rope, and the police state eliminates Ron DeSantis. Guess that goes to show you, no matter how high you get, the police state can come for you as well. Are we entering that era? So we are finally down to 3, and that subscribe blue check is still out there. Why is he still out there, Bob? Please, why did you guys let this man in there? And now I am forced, the dark places of my mind, the dark recesses which are dredged into, which are fracked. They are digitally fracked by the discourse, where I am thinking in my mind, the police state or a subscribed blue check. Which would I prefer? And no sane individual, no free thinking, actual free thinking, not stereotypical free thinking, no sane person of reason, logic, hope, and just dreams should ever be thinking, do I choose the police state or the subscribed blue check? What a god-awful dilemma the discourse puts us in on a regular basis. I'm frankly disgusted with myself. And subscribe blue check over the top rope. Please. Nope, he did not fall. His New Balances are still pretty clean, actually, after all the bleeding he's done. Police state stomping on Dark Brandon. Do we have a time limit, Bob? Do we have to get out of here? What time we got to get folks out of this arena? Oh, that's right. It's abandoned. Nothing happens here. Yeah, so, okay. Well, that's fine. Police state with a pin on Dark Brandon. That's a 2, and it's a kick out. Dark Brandon hanging tough. So Dark Brandon was on that leaderboard at the beginning of the night. He's going to get some bonus points here tonight and move up that leaderboard, you would think. Subscribe blue check. Please don't let this man get... He's already going to get bonus points, Bob. Even if I block him, he might be back in week 7. Oh, this is horrible. And Dark Brandon nails him with a chair. Again, the dilemma of the discourse. Why would I like a Dark Brandon? And yet, of these 3 men, maybe that's the one I go with, but then that feels horrible too. It's just horrible. There's no good side to the discourse. It's just disgusting. It's like the lesser of 2 evils, but with like a multifaceted version of that. The lesser of 27 evils. That is Monday Night Rumble of the Discourse. Good tagline, right, Bob? Monday Night Rumble of the Discourse. The lesser of 27 evils. Pete Bourgeoisie got that chair just standing there, and he's wearing a flak jacket. I'm not sure why. Again, we're down to our final 3. Whoever gets eliminated next will get 5 bonus points. I know I've seen the police state eliminate a couple people. Dark Brandon's eliminated a couple. I'm not sure subscribe blue check has. But whoever's third will get 5 bonus points. Whoever finishes second will have 7. And first will get 10 towards that week 7 finale in 3 weeks. Cockade City Arena tonight. Again, if you want to sponsor next week's Rumble, hit me up, man. It's more affordable than you could think. And Pete Bourgeoisie just threw a chair over there and knocked. He's got it up again. And there's a pin on Dark Brandon. Subscribe blue check. Ben Shapiro counting slow. Only a 1. Nice kick by the subscribe blue check on Police State. And Police State hits Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro, of course, was near our leaderboard, so he may be here in our final week. He may see him next week, but he's got ref duties tonight. "47 minutes in. Good grief. The Police State, Dark Brandon, being held by the subscribe blue check. Police State on top of him. Referees Ben Shapiro and Pete Bourgeoisie, one of them holding a cane, the other one holding a 2x4. There's a suplex on Dark Brandon on the Police State too. And that might have been it if somebody could have pinned him quick enough, but nobody got in there on him. Dark Brandon's ominously tough as well. Police State nails subscribe blue check accidentally. And there's a roll-up on subscribe blue check. 1. Only a 1. He kicks out. And They're falling. They're struggling. They're kicking out quick, but they're struggling, man. It's been a lot of fighting here. Been a long discourse. Subscribe Blue Check drops the police state. Well, pin him, you idiot. Go for the pin. Yeah, he lets the police state get up with a 2x4. That was a real smart move. I guess somebody would pay Elon Musk $8 a month. Can't expect too much from him. And police state and Dark Brandon doubling up on Subscribe Blue Check there. They drop him on his face and kick him. I'd really like to see somebody pin him. I don't want him to get too many more bonus points. If he gets stuck with this 5, maybe I won't have to see him that final week. And Dark Brandon has been busted open a second time. Oh, a devastating pile driver. That's got to be it for Dark Brandon. But nobody pins him. Subscribe Blue Check's got the pin right there and just lets him stay. Goes after that police statement. And Dark Brandon with a instinctive kick. We're at 50 minutes. Over the top rope, Subscribe Blue Check and Police State is out there with him, beating him with that cane. But then he gets kicked. Dangerous place for both of these men. And Subscribe Blue Check gets nailed as Police State gets back in, so that's it for him. Thank goodness. So now it's the Police State and Dark Brandon, and he nails him with that stick and picks him up for a slam. Beats him with that stick. Oh, devastating leg sweep and then a leg drop. Picks him up again. Dark Brandon still got some fight in him. And then Pete Bourgeoisie hits him with the chair. What was that about? Police State misses with a leg drop, but hits him with the next one. Dark Brandon's still groggy from that chair that Pete Bourgeoisie flew at him. Can hardly stand, and another one of those devastating leg sweeps. But he gets up and kicks back. Nobody wants to give it up, folks. Dark Brandon showing some resolve, and the Police State showing the fact it's the Police State, and then Bourgeoisie threw that cane and disrupted the Police State, and he nails Dark Brandon in the eyeball. Only a 1 count. Only a 1 count after 52 minutes. Oh, big suplex. Right on that chair. That's 2, and that's 3. That's it. So, strong showing by Dark Brandon, but the Police State, of course, comes out on top at the end. The Police State has deep reserves and long abilities, and let's go back to that replay if we can. There at the end, you can see that the Police State nails him with that cane and then drops him on that back suplex across that chair. 1, 2, 3, and that is it. Police State eliminates Dark Brandon and wins this thing. Tonight's results, scoreboard's updated here. Police State 15 points, so he eliminated 5 folks out there on top of winning. Dark Brandon with 9 points. Subscribe Blue Check with 5. Good. He didn't eliminate anybody. Only got the 5 bonus points. Hopefully I don't have to see him again ever. I want him blocked. National Guardsman BLM Ron DeSantis with 3. The Free Thinker and the Bootlicker with 2 points each. And then bunch of folks with 1 point there. And our updated leaderboard after 4 events, the Woke Mobster is at the top. Eric Adams, the Twitter Communist, Dark Brandon, the Police State, got a log jam there at 15. Tech Lord Matt Getz there at 12. Donald Trump now at 10. Free Thinker Pete Bourgeoisie. Man, that's a crowded leaderboard, so that's where we are, folks. Once again, this is sponsored by my Southern Gothic Futurism Patreon. It is a little bit of everything. I am a multimedia artist. I do things like this. I can't even explain it. It's been a long discourse, and I got very disgusted with myself. And I appreciate the support of my Patreon. And if you enjoy these things, I would appreciate it if you would support my Patreon or tell other folks to support it. But to be honest, when I think about the fact that I do things like subject myself to the Monday Night Rumble of the Discourse on a weekly basis, is it really worth it? Am I poisoning my own soul for the sake of these fleeting dollars that people give me on Patreon? Good Lord, what a horrible existence. We're like making jokes in the dystopia and just riding this thing out as it all burns to a horrible, disgusting, painful end. Well, that's week 4 of the Monday Night Rumble of the Discourse. I'm Dirt God Raven Mac, and I will be back here next week. Once again, hit me up. Sponsorship opportunities await for weeks 5, 6, and 7. Let me know if you're interested, and I will see you again next week. Salam.